our great scholars, advertisers, advocates, lawyers, ministers, creators, producers, artists, traders, scientists, all want that we must adjust with the home facilities, with the home management, with the home remedies, home treatments. Home problems are solved by home solutions. So this thing we must adopt for obliging, for respecting the views and thought of our great ancestors, forefathers, because we are in favor of oneness and uniqueness of all our internal organs. If our all internal organs are unique in the form of oneness, then they tell us the availability of the soul. They will express the nature of soul. We can feel the purity, chastity, sanctity of soul only by living in contact of the will and wish of God. That is the greatest way of living life happily. Don't think that how was our past. Don't think that how will be our future. Now, today and here. Today for present. Now time, present time, totally present time, now, at this moment, here, totally for the present place. So we should keep our mind only today, now and here. All the foreigners throughout the world, those who reside in the different countries, they also tell us this thing. Some persons, those who have their relatives outside, or those who have been appeared in examinations of IELTS for going abroad for the different purpose, for earning money, for establishing their society, for establishing, creating, maintaining their social standard, for marriage purpose, for all these things. What does it require? They must know this thing, that their home is everything. So what kind of home, what kind of vehicle, what kind of land, what kind of means of transportation, communication we expect, that is inside our human body in the form of human soul, human spirit. Our all free thinkers, prophets, saviors, emancipators, those who came first on this earth, they told us this thing, that you can reach, you can return, you can report, you can reform, you can re-establish, you can restore. Same things that were initially started by the God in the form of light and sound. Our starters, Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, starters, Saint Kabir, starters, Mahatma Gandhi, starters, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In the field of science, he was a scientist who wrote Wings of Fire, who wrote the theory. Missile Man of India, it was leveled. He was leveled by Missile Man of India, and later on he was presided as a President of India. So these personalities are really praiseworthy, admirable, appreciable by our Honorable President Prime Minister. He appreciates, he admires, he praises all the personalities, all the multi-dimensional, multi-sided, multi-faceted personalities in the different fields of science, religion, spirituality, arts, commerce, trade, and entertainment industry. Everyone wants to entertain, everyone wants to have enjoyment in their life. But how we can get the real enjoyment and entertainment of soul? By meditation. If we are the daily practitioner of meditation, yoga, pranayama, dhyana, asana, then definitely we will bring a fruitful result for our soul, definitely, surely. I claim that. So, no need to claim, because everyone knows. Everyone is well known, having wisdom, wise. It is said for the children in the school, in the English medium schools, in international schools, it is said, it is read by the students, teachers, managers. Early to bed, early to rise, healthy, wealthy and wise. So this thing is very important. How we are to keep our mind in present. How we are to spend our life. Where we are to spend our life. Why do we spend our life? So now everyone is getting the training of advocacy at their home by struggling evils of soul. In the word of soul or spirit, there are a number of evils, diseases, thieves, those who are disturbing, deflecting the righteous path of soul. How we can become a good artist, speaker, listener, writer, reader, singer, producer, director, constructor. But after all, we are to go back towards our true listening of holy words, true reading of holy words, true speaking of holy words, true writing of holy words. Holy words are the most miraculous, powerful, magical, musical. So we must prepare ourselves for reaching at that platform, especially those who are residing at their home. They should not take any burden, because they have inside a great school, a great institution, a great college, a great university. They have along with them. Always. But just by having healthy mind, having healthy soul, purity of soul, will tell them, will teach them, will guide them, will supervise them, will direct, instruct and construct them in a good, healthy citizen of the nation. Nowadays, in this present time, the world is running towards collecting, earning and spending. As per the views of William Wordsworth, whenever you will go through the imagination of the romantics, then you will know each and everything about the thought of William Wordsworth, and with whom he started writing with collective, with collaborative venture. S.T. Coleridge and William Wordsworth, both they brought a revolutionary and visionary change in romantic age for turning the people towards the nature. So this is the true aim of life. If sometimes we are to do physically hard work, then it's well and fine, well and good for keeping our body healthy. By sweatening, our body becomes healthy. It becomes like a natural AC in our body. Don't feel fear from hard working. Don't feel fear from sacrifice your ego. For sacrificing These are the sacrificial things. On the other hand, our free thinkers, freedom fighters, sacrifice their whole physical organs, body, mind, everything. But it is true now that if we are to sacrifice our ego, anger, avariciousness, greedy, and other negativities of human soul, then at any rate, if we are to sacrifice, we should sacrifice, because we are living on the sacrificial soul, on the sacrificial land. We must adopt the path of sacrifice. We must adopt the path of patience. We must adopt the path of affection, true sympathy, true friendliness, true familiarity, true brotherhood, true sisterhood, true godliness. Every creature, every animal, every bird, every vegetation that we have around us, we must love with them, we must like them, we should be friendly. It is said, it is written, it is taught by our ecosystem that they are friendly with us, they are our true friends. So if we are friendly with them, then they tell us a number of things. They becomes our trainer of soul. They becomes our trainer of soul. So all the falsifications, hypocrisies, blind belief, superstitions naturally vanishes from our surroundings. If we becomes the true participator, if we will become the true partner of our surroundings, of our animals, birds, plants, creatures, and as our economy is the economy of agriculturists, it is said our almost all people reside in village. Everyone was going back to nature. It is reality. Everyone has to go back to nature, about which William Wordsworth says, return to nature, return to your childhood. Some ideas of Swami Vivekananda are being similarized here. Swami Vivekananda has addressed us, return to the Vedas. Where was Vedas written? How Vedas was written? In the presence of nature. If we talk about John Keats, who says that unheard music is more sweeter than heard, through his Ode on Gratian and through his different poems, through his different literature, his views are also similarized here. He claims, he says that what art is long, life is short. Something is invisible, shapeless, figureless, colorless, casteless, languageless, sexless, and even custom and cultureless. That is the form of God, truly. Reality. It is the reality that is expressed in whole the literature, whole the scriptures of our holy religion. But we don't care these things. We have become the believer of the outwardnesses. We have become the followers of the external colors, external customs, external cultures. No doubt, we must be the believer, but ultimately and initially, we must have adopted the reality of life, of this universe, of the world, that is found only in the form of light and sound. As the word came in the form of existence, in the form of ray, in the form of waves. It is the thought of science. but our religion, our great saints, who were the greatest, who were belong to the field of mega science. We cannot challenge them. Sorry. We cannot go against them. We are to be careful about our soul by having some words of please, thank you and sorry. If we use these words are for the purification, clarification, cleaning of our soul. As we keep neat and clean our surroundings, our environment, our atmosphere, it is the good, it is the better, but the best cleaning of our soul is must. Only by a tree plantation, only by planting good seeds in our soul, only by planting great virtues in our soul, we can become a resourceful person. We can become special, something extra, something great. But we are not to be intended to be great. If someone say great, then we must pray to him. We are not great. It's the God's grace. It is only the God. God's power, God's greatness, God's blessings, God's His good self. He is always with us. He addresses us. He guides us always. I am nothing. I am not a zero, but I am in minus. I am so faulty, having full of disbeliefs, with having disobedience, with having a number of offenses. We are the offenders. But while becoming offender, it means not that we cannot bring a change. It is rightly said in our holy literature, the ancient glorious tradition are to teach and learn. Are to teach and learn. Disobedience, offense, ill words, hit the tables turn. Hit the tables turn. And these things, if we become free from lies, jealousy and ego, then we can fit the tables turn. It is rightly said, lies, jealousy and ego. Lies, jealousy and ego, whosoever feeds, time and again he dies, in spirit as well in deeds. Both in soul and in spirit, both in soul or spirit and in deeds or actions. Who can ignore this truth? Nobody can. Nobody has power to ignore this truth of the God. They have written why we are feeling displeasure at home. It is rightly said by our God. If we are the hater, then we are to be the hater of our evil things. It is written by the great spiritual master, hate begets hate anon, hater burned himself alone. It is rightly said. Those who commit sincerely patriotism and prayer attain spiritual peace, divine glimpse, the social status, whatever there. What a great thought has been explained by our spiritual master, by our spiritual guide. We must think it first. Later on we are to bring in action, we are to apply it, we are to implement it, because it is the well-known word that action speaks louder than words, no doubt. But as per the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda, From where our action has come, the root point of action is thought. So first we are to change our thought. Who are we? We must think. Who am I? We must think. I must think. When you will think so, then you will start your journey of action from the thought. So one idea, one thought, one intention, one can change the whole, one can change the 100. It is the power of one. It means not that zero cannot bring change. Zero can demolish, devastate our whole numbers. Everyone knows, everyone studying in mathematics. Copying, stealing is more than sin. Hard working, doing always win. Elevate the grace of land to which you really belong. Indelible would be thy fame if it is kept up along. For bringing the grace of land, we are to be contented. It is said contentment is wonderful. Satisfaction is wonderful. Thieves and gamblers deface the glory of nation and clan. Thieves and gamblers deface the glory of nation and clan. Honest earning rejuvenates, uplifts the lifetime. What a beautiful words are addressed, presented by our forefathers, by our great ancestors. We must think, not only think, but also apply. Application is must, implementation is must. Adopt life with loveliness. Never succumb to fears. Adopt life with liveliness. Never succumb to fears. Never goes to that extent which brings others to tears. What a holy words addressed by that supernatural power, by that spiritual saint who has started this unique institution in the world, who came first in this world. He addressed his ideas for creating prayer and patriotism. Eat, drink and be merry, neither pinch nor other tarry. It is the true objective of our human soul. Why do we forget it? Because of selfishness. We are selfish. We are hypocrite. We are superstitious. We are blind. We believe in blindness. What kind of blindness? Blindness of soul. If we have lost our hearing power, eye power, speaking power, any other power, but our soul is always ready to support us. Everyone who is staying at home, consuming all kind of goods at home, he is trying to invest something, but really he is using, he is consuming, he has become the consumer. That is drawbacking of our nation. If we become the investor, true user, true consumer, only in that case we can bring the strongness and power of our soul and spirit, then our nation, our internal nation of human body, it will become strong. We will become strong physically. Then automatically nation and society will be fresh, healthy, strong, rejuvenated, energetic. So we must examine, we must evaluate, we must observe our human soul. We are to think it. If we are the professional, in the professionalities, we are to be honest and sincere. As Rabindranath Tagore, who was the first Nobel Prize winner in 1911, he wrote in his philosophy, where the mind is without fear. Why we are fearful and petrified? Why we have terror, horror, fear? Because of death. Death creates cowardishness. Death creates horror, fear, terror. But if we know the knowledge of the agency of the death, then how death can come? Then there will be ending of the classification of death and birth. If we will know the agency of this death. So it is written in all the holy scriptures, we are to be fearless and friendly with that internal power of spiritual soul. He is pure. He never deceive, defeat, cheat us, but fills us with self-confidence, self-esteem, soul power. If we are to become selfless, then that is also the will and wish of God. As per the greatest and valuable thoughts of our present starter of the unique mission, as Swami Vivekananda, who started Ramakrishna mission, he blended both of them. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, who started Brahm Samaj. What is the power of Brahm? In the power of Brahm, when both husband and wife will follow the rule of Brahm, they will become the form of Brahm, statue of Brahm. Then these virtues and qualities will transfer in the child, in your future generation. Our nation will grow in a healthy thought. Our nation will become energetic. And if we don't have the true practitioner, as our present Prime Minister has said that, Sanyam and Sankalp, if we do not follow this thing, then you automatically can understand that you are at the verge of death. Death is not far from you. Death and birth has become in daily routine. But if you want to get rid from your worries, anger, variousness, unhealthiness, diseases, then you must adopt the path of celibacy. Whether you are married or unmarried, it doesn't matter. But it depends upon the control of your soul, spirit. If your soul is intoxicated with the God's words, then automatically it will become the greatest fighter against the evils, against the diseases, against the whole weaknesses, shortcomings, faults of the future. Our future will be glorious. Our family, our personal life, our society, our nation will grow, will bright. Definitely by celibacy. It is written, it is said, it is expressed, it is read, it is listened. By whom? We are the well known of Hanumanji, who was the Pavan Putra Hanuman, totally based on air. By adopting them, Lavkush, Bhakt Prahlad, a number of devotees, true believers, followers were in our different religions. They preached the holy words to this soul for bringing chastity, purity, sanctity, sacredness. Then we will become the true shaper, sizer, skilled, talented, most talented. As per the views of our present Prime Minister, he addressed strongly for following the path of this thing. He himself is the great practitioner of celibacy, pranayama, asana, dhyana, yoga. Then our whole therapies will be covered by our home, internal home. Our ancient was not the weak. Our past, as per the views of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who has written, our present lies in the past. Our past was the so strongest that English men started their investment in India in 1600. British East India Company came here for investing their money for the upliftment of our knowledge, betterment of our informations. They came here. They spent a lot of time with our Indians, and indirectly they infused us with the great virtues, lifestyle, standard, skills, talents, and now we have become egoist. False religious persons we have become, because we are not adopting, applying, implementing the true teachings of our starters, beginners, initiators. We are not believing in our God and goddesses. It is said in our religion that the sun is God, the moon is God, the stars are God. These are in the form of God, and we must take the inspiration, motivation, encouragement from these natural objects and elements of nature that provide